Thank you, Chairman Mast, and thank you to our witnesses for being here today. None of the public hearings this committee has held on reauthorizing the State Department, including today's, have had a witness who is a current employee of the State Department. By comparison, at this point, last Congress, we heard from 7 current State Department officials, including the Secretary of State. So I look forward to seeing Secretary Rubio in this hearing room soon. This committee does not appear serious at this point about a thoughtful reauthorization process. If so, we would invite and have present current state leaders to be part of the public record so everybody can participate in the discussion. Instead, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle seem content to once again rubber stamp President Trump and Secretary Rubio's half-baked plan to eliminate programs that save lives. Let's highlight some of these harms. Ms. Zaya, could you provide one-word answers to the following questions? Would eliminating the Office to Monitor and Combat Trafficking in Persons help or hurt our anti-trafficking efforts?
Hurt.
Would it help or hurt our ability to rescue victims of human trafficking?
Hurt.
Would it help or hurt our ability to identify and prosecute human traffickers?
Hurt.
Turning now to the Office of Global Women's Issues, the branch focused on women and girls in peace and security processes. Would Secretary Rubio's elimination plan help or hurt women gaining leadership roles around the world?
Hurt.
Secretary Rubio proposed gutting the Bureau of Conflict and Stabilization Operations, which works to prevent conflicts that increase the risk of terrorism, trafficking, and smuggling. Would eliminating this bureau help or hurt our national security?
Hurt.
Would it help or hurt our ability to combat terrorist acts?
Hurt.
Lastly, this bureau funds work to document human rights abuses, war crimes, and other atrocities. Would eliminating this bureau hurt or help our ability to prevent human rights violations?
Hurt.
So it is critical here. I know we just ran through that exercise, but there are clear decisions, clear contrasts. This plan puts us on the wrong side of those. Now, on this continued frustration that I have around humanitarian aid, I refuse to be silent amid the unlawful effort to shut down USAID. And let me underscore unlawful. The reorganization plan completely eliminates USAID and calls for regional bureaus, the State Department, as we've talked about, to take over the development programming in their region. For example, in sub-Saharan Africa, USAID had been working on improving education to promote economic growth and political stability in the region. Ms. Zaya, you can take your time with this one. I don't need one word, but does the State Department have the expertise and staff necessary to effectively implement formally USAID development programs like these education programs in sub-Saharan Africa, and how does eliminating USAID harm our global development efforts?
Congressman, the short answer is no. It does not have the expertise and the resources, but I would also make the point that it simply does not add up to take on such responsibilities at the same time you are making an unjustified, unexplained 15% to the domestic staff. And we've talked a lot about the Foreign Service, which I was a member of proudly for 3 decades plus, but there is a civil service in the department, over 10,000 strong, where there is a reserve of tremendous regional subject matter expertise, but you simply cannot assign these responsibilities. And I make the point about overseas presence because there has been a strong USAID presence overseas, both Americans and locally employed staff members who themselves are incredibly capable, dedicated employees of the United States who have really specialized in areas where you simply cannot assign that to a Foreign Service officer or GS-13 and expect to have success, by the way, while you're cutting the hide out of those offices or eliminating over 130 offices at the same time.
Look, my time is wrapping up, but I want to conclude with this. This reauthorization provides us with a great opportunity, and I'm grateful that there is bipartisan agreement that we can use this moment to advance our interests, but not as we shoot ourselves in the foot when it comes to the expertise, the talent, the capacities that we have to make American interests meet the moment with our values across the world. My time has expired, and I yield back.